thank you very much, everybody. It's a great honor to have President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. of the Philippines, a great family legacy, and highly respected in this country. I know that because I have many friends in the Philippines, and there's great respect, or I couldn't say it, so congratulations.
That's not a joke. It's the new reality unfolding before our eyes. In 2025, something happened that nobody expected. One bold statement from former US President Donald Trump didn't just spark headlines, it sparked a movement. And suddenly, Americans aren't dreaming of moving to New York or LA anymore. They're booking one-way flights to Manila, Cebu, and Davao. Why? Because Trump said the quiet truth out loud. He praised the Filipino people, called them some of the hardest working, most family-oriented, most resilient individuals he's ever met. And while critics rolled their eyes, everyday Americans were listening. Deep down, they knew something was wrong at home, and something was right in the Philippines. The result? A quiet exodus. Thousands of Americans are packing up, not out of desperation, but because they've finally seen what real quality of life looks like. Let's break down what's really happening. The US, once hailed as the land of opportunity, is now the land of skyrocketing rents, food priced like gold, and a work culture that demands everything and gives nothing. A basic apartment in a so-called safe city can swallow half your salary. Wanna eat out? You better have a second job. Thinking about retiring? Better win the lottery. Now compare that to life in the Philippines. You step off the plane and everything changes. Not just the air or the sunshine, but the feeling. It's warmer, lighter, friendlier. People make eye contact. Strangers smile. There's laughter in the streets, not sirens. There's real food, real community, and most importantly, real peace. For the average American, it feels like stepping into an alternate universe. Imagine renting a high-rise condo with ocean views for what you'd pay to park your car in the US. Imagine eating fresh seafood and tropical fruit without breaking your budget. Imagine walking down the street and actually feeling safe, seen, and welcome. That's the reality in the Philippines right now. Trump's comments struck a nerve because they exposed an uncomfortable truth. America is losing the very values it once stood for, while the Philippines still holds on to them. In the US, relationships are transactional. Everyone's on guard. Dating feels like an audition. Six-figure salary? Check. Gym body? Check. Emotional availability? Required. But even then, it's not enough. In the Philippines, love still feels like love. People still want connection, not competition. They want to build, not just benefit. And that's why so many Americans, especially men, are making the move. They're finding in Filipino women something they thought no longer existed: warmth, femininity, loyalty, joy. And it's not just about romance. It's about respect. It's about two people taking care of each other, not trying to outperform each other. That alone is enough to make many men swear off Western dating for good. But this migration isn't just about women. It's about a way of life that America has forgotten. In the US, working yourself to death is a badge of honor. In the Philippines, work is important, but it doesn't define your existence. People prioritize family, friendships, faith, and fun. And guess what? They're happier. They laugh more. They live longer. Americans are starting to realize that they don't need a mansion or a luxury car to feel wealthy. They just need time, space, community, sanity. And in the Philippines, those things are abundant. Retirees are some of the first to jump on board. They're discovering that their modest pensions go further than they ever dreamed. Instead of scraping by in a gloomy suburb, they're sipping fresh buko juice on a white sand beach. Instead of rationing every dollar, they're exploring waterfalls, riding scooters along mountain roads, and dancing with locals who treat them like family. And they're not alone. Digital nomads, remote workers, entrepreneurs, they're all catching on. With nothing but a laptop and a Wi-Fi connection, they're living like kings. Rooftop Zoom calls with ocean views, lunch breaks that feel like mini vacations. Weekends spent island hopping instead of grocery shopping. And here's the kicker. They're spending less money to live better. In the US, $1,000 gets you a room in a cramped apartment and a few meals at Chipotle. In the Philippines, $1,000 gets you a high-rise condo, daily fresh meals, massages, and nights out with friends. Not bad, right? But it's more than just affordability. It's the vibe, the spirit, the soul of the place. In America, people are burnt out, bitter, and buried in debt. Everyone's hustling, but nobody's happy. Everyone's scrolling, but nobody's talking. Cities feel like cemeteries, crowded with people but empty of life. In the Philippines, it's the opposite. People live with joy even when they don't have much. They sing karaoke on weeknights. They eat together, laugh together, dance together. Kids still play outside. Neighbors still help each other. And that energy? It's contagious. That's why expats say the Philippines feels like home before they even unpack. And the food? Don't even get us started. It's not just good, it's an experience. Fresh fish caught that morning, lechon slow roasted for hours, mangoes that taste like candy. And eating isn't rushed or silent, it's shared, it's meaningful, it's alive. You start to realize that everything in the Philippines is designed around one thing: enjoying life, not rushing through it. And once you taste that, going back to the US feels impossible. The 60-hour work weeks, the loneliness, the stress, the fear that retirement will come too late, or never. It all starts to seem insane. And that's what Trump inadvertently exposed. He didn't spark this movement, he amplified it. He gave voice to what millions were already feeling, that America isn't what it used to be, and that maybe, just maybe, the good life is somewhere else now. And that place is the Philippines. A country once overlooked, underestimated, even occupied, now becoming the dream destination for a new generation of Americans who finally understand that money isn't wealth and grind isn't glory. This isn't a fad, it's a shift in values, in vision, in where people choose to plant their lives. And the Philippines is ready with its beaches, its kindness, its slower pace, its deeper joy. And so, the migration continues, quietly, powerfully, irreversibly, because when you find a life that actually feels good, you don't look back. The American dream isn't dead, it just changed its zip code, and it might be waiting for you, right here in the islands. Because the Philippines isn't just a place people are running to, it's a place the world is waking up to. Slowly at first, then all at once. Governments across Europe are studying it. Global wellness experts are praising its lifestyle. Travel influencers are moving in, not for clout, but for peace. And millions of Americans are quietly asking the same question. What if the Philippines is the answer we've been looking for all along? It's not just the affordability or beauty, it's the soul of the place. A culture that still believes in hospitality, humility, and hope. A people who know how to struggle with grace and celebrate without excess. A nation that never forgot what makes life worth living. And for those who felt lost in the chaos of Western life, this shift is more than appealing. It's healing. Parents are realizing they can raise their children somewhere they can still be kids, where they can climb trees, not screen time, where neighbors become family, and every holiday feels like Christmas, where respect isn't enforced, it's embedded in the culture. Even businesses are catching on. Startups from Silicon Valley are setting up satellite offices in Cebu. European tech firms are tapping into Filipino talent for innovation, not just outsourcing. Remote teams are choosing to gather in Davao, not Dubai. Why? Because life flows better here. Because people thrive here. Even the metrics are changing. The Philippines now leads in global happiness indexes for expats. Retirement magazines rank it as a top 5 country for living well on a budget. And forums once dominated by Thailand and Bali are now buzzing about Palawan and Bohol. The ripple effects are undeniable. With every American who relocates, a new story begins. A former teacher from Michigan opens a surf school in Siargao. A retired cop from Texas runs a bakery in Tagaytay. A software developer from Seattle launches a startup from a beachside co-working space in Bohol. These aren't fairy tales. These are real lives, rewritten under the sun. And guess what? They're not just taking, they're giving back. Expats are mentoring local students, investing in communities, launching eco-tourism projects, building bridges between cultures. They're not colonizing, they're collaborating. And the Filipinos? They're welcoming them not with suspicion, but with open arms. Because that's what the Philippines does. It embraces, it uplifts, it shares. So if you're watching this wondering whether it's too late, it's not. If you're waiting for the perfect moment, it's now. If you're dreaming of a life with more meaning and less madness, the islands are calling. The future isn't something we have to fear. It's something we can build. And for many, that foundation begins in the Philippines. So the only real question left is, what's stopping you?